What is so special about AHARON Cohen? A guten Erev Shabbos and a guten Chodesh, my dear friends. This Shabbos is very special Shabbos indeed. It is Shabbos Chazak. We read two portions, Matos-Masei, and we complete the book of Bamidbar, which in a sense is completing the Torah, because the next book, the fifth book, is called Mishneh Torah. It is the repetition, in a sense, that Moshe Rabbeinu repeats the Torah. It is Shabbos Rosh Chodesh Menachem Av. And it is on this day, Rosh Chodesh Menachem Av, is the yahrzeit of AHARON Cohen, the brother of Moses. And indeed, in the Parsha, we read about this, in this week's Torah portion. The Torah tells us the day that he passed away. This is something that the Torah doesn't say about nobody. The only yahrzeit in the Torah is mentioned only about Aaron, not Moses, not Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, nobody. And the question is why? What is Aaron so special? You see, the Torah says when Aaron passed away, it says, "Vayivku oisoi kol beis Israel." The entire house of Israel cried about him. Men, women, everybody cried. Why? Because Aharon was making peace between people. If you would see two people fight, it would go over to Yankel and says, Yankel, you know, Moshe told me he feels so bad that you're in a fight. He loves you. He really cares for you. And would go to Moshe and says, Moshe, Yankel told me that he feels so bad that you're such a special person. You feel bad that you're in a fight. And they would meet, and all of a sudden they would make peace. Aaron is oyev esabrios u'mekarven laTorah. He loves the people, and he brings them close to Torah. The lowest of the lowest people, Aaron finds a way to elevate them. So he's the man of peace, and the way he was doing it because he realized, he saw what unites them all. He saw in the lowest of the lowest, he was able to elevate. This is why there is something interesting. It says when Aaron passed away, it says the clouds of glory disappeared. There were three things, says the Gemara says, that the Jewish people had in the desert. The miracles of the manna, they had in the merit of Moses. The water, they had in the merit of Miriam, Moses' sister. And the clouds of glory was in the merits of Aaron. Says the Rebbe, there is a difference between the three. The manna was given in a certain measure to each person. Every person got a measure of an oimer. There is differences. And the people of that, the higher, the tzaddikim, they had it right next to them. Those who were in a lower level had to go out, and so on and so forth. The water that came in the merit of Miriam came, of course, enough water for everybody. It was not no measures, but there was also limited in a way. It says each leader of the tribe would take a stick from the source of the water, and he would draw a line to bring the water to his tribe. So each person got their portion. But when it came to the clouds of glory in the merit of Aaron, it was a cloud that covered them all together, encompassed them all together to show that they're really one. There is the essence of a Jew is we are all equal in that way. This is what we learn from Aaron, and the Mishnah tells us we should be as a student of Aaron, follow in his ways. So in a day like this, and a Shabbos, when we read about his yahrzeit, his passing, on the day of his yahrzeit, this is a day that we have the power, the strength from Aaron to bring the peace amongst us, amongst our friends, amongst our fellow Jews. And we read it in the beginning of the month of Av, and the month where we had the destruction, in order because we know this is what is going to bring us back, the Beis HaMikdash with Mashiach very soon. Amen. Have a good Shabbos and a good Chodesh.